ladies and gentlemen, to the first episode of Metaphorically Speaking. I am one of your hosts, Ethan, and this is my good friend Ben.
Hello, I am Ben.
Yes, your name is Ben. So, this is the first episode. We have no idea what in the world we're doing.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
It's been basic chaos the entire afternoon. We've been working on this.
So, what this show is going to be about is we're going to talk about nerdy news, movies, video games, scientific stuff. And I just remembered I have a schedule on my iPod so we can figure out what in the world we are supposed to be doing.
Like we said, chaos.
Yeah, complete chaos. I've never done this before. I've never hosted a podcast. I apologize for your ears. Where is it? Where is it? It's in here somewhere. There it is. Okay, so yeah, we're going to talk about the news this week. And one of the big things that happened is Sony's press conference in Paris Games Week. They announced a bunch of games. Like, it's ridiculous how many games they announced. You have any comments on this so far? I mean, this is pretty cool, I think.
There are a lot of games announced here, but not a lot of them interest me. I'm mostly playing on the PC, so all the PlayStation games, I don't have PS4, so it's not super interesting to me. But still, it's interesting to see what's coming out.
Yeah, I mean, I have a PS4, I play the PS4, but I really like PC gaming because there's like a variety of stuff on there. But I think what they've announced, because I love Sony's exclusives, their exclusives have always been more appealing to me than Xbox, but they announced some really, really cool looking exclusives. For instance, the first exclusive they announced was Boundless, which looks freaking awesome.
Yeah.
It's essentially if Minecraft and No Man's Sky got married and had a baby, it would be Boundless. They, in the PlayStation blog, they said that you will be able to go around to different planets and basically collect alien animals and make a space zoo and charge other online players to go to your space zoo.
What?
Yeah.
How have I not heard about this?
This just got announced, like, literally Monday. So, this is, in my opinion, the coolest thing that they announced here. Just my personal opinion. I mean,
that looks incredible. I've seen a few moments of the trailer earlier today, and just going to that portal and just seamless, a new world.
Yeah, it's like there's no load screen. I mean, there's a definite shudder when it transitions.
But this is first announcement, an alpha, and the fact is there's still no load screen.
Yeah.
Well, it's not saying much since it's a demo, but
yeah, I mean, it's definitely pre-set up.
Yeah, but it does look incredible.
It's a gorgeous game. At the end of it, they show, you didn't see this part, but they showed like them grappling, hooking, up this giant spinning surface surrounded by this energy ball with like these pillars around it, and it looks awesome. It's this really freaking cool game. I'm definitely excited for it. It's made by, who made it? It didn't say. It says in the trailer, but the internet is so bad here, I'm not even going to try. So next up on the list is Hallmark's new game, and they're the guys, if you don't know, that made Resogun for PS4, Super Stardust, which I played like a demo of at a GameStop and a Vita, and I was like, this is not my game. But I really want to play Resogun because that game looks super interesting. But it's called Matterfall, and it's essentially, it's a trailer. They don't actually show any gameplay at all, but it's this guy who's just kind of walking down this empty city with this, what looks like a dome around it, surrounded by this like red blocky stuff, and he can manipulate his hand with this thing that PlayStation blog called Smart Matter that allows him to basically turn his arm into a gun and just shoot at enemies, and it looks like it's going to be fast-paced action, kind of like what Hallmark has done in the past. It's a really cool-looking trailer. Keyword trailer. This is no gameplay. Presumably, I mean, this is definitely not coming out this year or next year, I don't think, because if it were coming out next year, they would have shown gameplay. Most likely, I think, your best bet is 2017 at some point, which, super excited, but
I haven't played any of their games. Again, no PS4, no PS Vita, but they do sound really interesting, and that one sounds really, really cool. Be able to like manipulate your arm and have lots of choices of weapons you could use.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds super interesting. That's really cool. I mean, Hallmark has a great pedigree with fast-paced, addictive games. Yeah. So, next up, this is an exclusive, but it's No Man's Sky, and we have to talk about No Man's Sky because it's No Man's Sky.
Yeah, everyone talks about No Man's Sky.
Yeah, they showed a new trailer. I haven't watched the trailer. It's just here, and it's cool. It's No Man's Sky, but I mean, I don't know how I can know that it's cool because I haven't seen it, but it's No Man's Sky, so we can assume that it's definitely cool. The No Man's Sky, when they first announced it, I'm like, entire universe? No, that's garbage. First of all, they're an indie studio. This is, I think, their first game.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Who's it made by? I think
Hello Games.
Hello Games, that's right. It's like, what was the announcement that they made a couple years ago that basically they said that it's such a big engine that you can literally go to every planet in the game, spend 1 second on it, and if you won't get to every planet in the game before the sun explodes in the real world. Which is ridiculous.
I can see two things happening with this game. Either it's really, really good, or really bad. If it's really good, and there's an objective, and there's not super linear, but there's a definite goal that you're moving towards, kind of like Minecraft, where you can like set your own goals, and like, I want to build a huge castle, and you can see definitive progress. But if it's just nothing but exploration, then I don't see it doing very well. That's kind of what I'm scared about with No Man's Sky.
Well, there is an objective. They have announced that. It's your goal is to get to the center of the galaxy, universe, presumably universe. There's so many planets, it's the universe.
Yeah.
But it's to get to the center of the universe. They haven't said what's there. They've just said you're supposed to get there. So there's an objective. We don't want to know what it is, though. So, I mean, are you saying like a progression system like the Minecraft achievement system where it's like, hey, you can do this if you want?
No, like, say you're playing, like, when you're playing Minecraft, you kind of like subconsciously set goals. Like, tonight I want to build a house. And all of a sudden you start building like the entryway, and you see the entryway, and you can move around it and use it, and you build like another wing of the house. And you see that wing of the house, and you can feel the progression, and it's tangible, it's real, well, virtually real. But this game feels, if it has a goal that you can feel progress, then it's gonna be really, really good. But if it doesn't, then it's not so much.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely see your concern there. One of the predictions that I kept hearing about was virtual reality. This would not surprise me if this came to VR, especially considering it's console exclusive to PlayStation. They've already announced that Project Morpheus is now called PlayStation VR, which is a terrible name, but you know, realistically, this is what it was going to be called the whole time. But yeah. I mean, it would be definitely awesome to just be in a spaceship, you know, with the VR headset on, and you're looking out into space, and you're watching other players shoot from their giant starships. You know, you're flying through a space battle that you're not a participant in, but you're just seeing it, and it looks amazing. This game looks gorgeous. I mean, I'm definitely excited for it. But the question is, will it have longevity like Minecraft?
Yeah. I if it doesn't have that goal that I'm talking about, and it's like in the really bad category, it would still be fun for like maybe an hour or so just looking around a planet, and then like every few weeks you look at a different planet just to explore for a while. But if it doesn't have that tangible goal, it's not going to stay. It's not going to be a game that you can just play forever, like Minecraft could be. But it's just going to be a game you play once or twice, and then you're like, huh, that was cool.
Yeah. I just realized that we have been talking about this for a good amount of time, and we need to move on if we're going to get through everything that I have on this massive list. So
it's quite a list.
Speeding through, yeah, I went over it with him while we were in study hall, and he's like, oh my gosh, that's ridiculously long. I'm like, yeah, I know. I spent all week doing this. And by all week, I mean last night. Drive Club Bikes got announced. It's a standalone / DLC for Drive Club.
No opinion.
No, don't care. It's a racing game, and I don't care. Aki Vector, which is a racing / rhythm game, which sounds interesting, and it looks kind of cool, but it's not my cup of tea. I'm not a racing game or a rhythm game person. Horizon Zero Dawn showed 8 minutes of new gameplay, which is essentially the same that you saw at E3, but it was slightly different, and there was a lot of face cam from some dude at Gorilla. So, yeah.
So that's the robot dinosaurs, right?
Yeah, that's the robot dinosaurs.
Okay.
Yeah, it's awesome.
That's all I know about that game.
Yeah, the game is...
Robot dinosaurs.
Robot dinosaurs, and it's a post-apocalyptic, and you have explosive arrows. And it looks essentially like Monster Hunter, but made by Gorilla. So, that's exciting. I mean, they made Killzone, and those are pretty good.
Okay.
So, Gravity Rush 2 got shown off. If you've never been familiar with Gravity Rush, then you've never owned a PlayStation Vita, and you're probably 99% of the world. But the Gravity Rush, the original, was this game where you were this girl who had... There was this... I've never played it. I have a Vita, but I've never played it.
What?
Yeah. It's like one of the 5 games that are on there that's, you know, AAA exclusive. But it's an amazing... I've played the demo, at least. The targeting system is terrible, but you have like the ability to manipulate gravity, and by manipulate gravity, I do not mean fly. I mean literally invert your own personal gravity, so you're essentially like Toy Story, falling with style. But you use it as like an attack method to fight enemies, and it's this really cool looking world. Gravity Rush 2 expands upon that by giving, harder gravity, so you can hit harder but you move slower, lighter gravity, so you can move faster but you hit lighter, etc., etc. Moving on, Dreams. Yeah, that's really all we know about it. It's weird. So, Robinson the Journey, which is an exclusive to PlayStation VR, which is essentially, you have, what they showed was, you're this guy crawling through a forest, and there's a ghost thing that looks like the thing from Destiny, but it's not, it's round, and there's lots of dinosaurs. It looks cool. No opinion, because I don't really care about VR until, I
a lot of this is just a bunch of games that, from studios I never played games from, so I don't have lots of opinions.
Yeah,
he has more.
Yeah, he'll talk about it in a minute. I listen to a lot of podcasts Beyond, if you can't tell. Way too much. So Detroit Become Human is the game by Quantic Dream, and they're the guys that made Heavy Rain, Beyond Two Souls. I think, I could be wrong, but I think they made Until Dawn. I
don't think so.
Yeah, I think you're right. I don't think so.
I'm more aware, but I heard someone saying they Quantic Dream.
Yeah,
about the game.
That's it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, it's really cool. It's basically like you're playing as an android in a future where androids are sentient and stuff, which is cool. So, the next thing...
You probably skip a few forward.
Yeah, we'll skip a few. This is a cool one, but because I want to talk about it. So, J.J. Abrams addressed why Luke is not in the Star Wars trailers. He says it's completely intentional and that it's part of the plan.
Well, his hand was there.
His hand was there, or was it?
Well, it was a robotic hand. Put it in its hand. Put it on R2-D2. We can pretty much assume that's Luke Skywalker.
Unless it's Anakin Skywalker who has traveled to the future to tell everyone about midi-chlorians and Jar Jar Binks.
Then I'm going to hate Star Wars Episode 7.
It's all over, man. Game over. Game over, man. Game over. The trophies and achievements have leaked for Fallout 4. And they're
not going to look at this because I want to play Fallout 4 and don't want to be spoiled.
Yeah, it's basically a bunch of quest trophies, so that's really all you need to know. It's cool. And, I'm excited. Skip you. Minecraft Story Mode, Episode 2 was stealth released. I almost said Until Dawn because that's another announcement that we're skipping. VR game. If you're interested, just look it up. It's on IGN and probably everywhere else. I have not played Minecraft Story Mode. I'm going to wait until the episodes come out to buy it. That, and I don't have money, so there's that factor. But I've seen, the first 15 minutes. It looks really cool. I mean, I'm excited.
But it looks like the face animations just look really annoying.
Yeah, I do not like the face animations whatsoever. They're terrible.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, that's pretty cool. K9 from Doctor Who is getting his own movie. What?
Because everyone has to get its own
movie. Because,
Because money.
Because of all the companions that we Doctor Who fans like, we wanted K9 to get his own movie. Yeah. What? He was literally in, 2 episodes of New Who. The rest of us have never heard of him, or never seen him. So, yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, so it's going to be enough for old people in a theater.
No, old people. That's terrible. Some young people have watched the old Who, he said, hoping.
I've seen, the first couple episodes of the first Doctor, and just gave up on it.
Yeah, it's on Netflix. It's on my queue. It'll never get watched.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Matthew McConaughey turned down the villain role in Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Why would you do that? Guardians of the Galaxy was such a successful movie. Why would you ever turn down a role just at all in that movie? Would you want to play a role in the Guardians of the Galaxy 2? You say yes!
Yes, you say yes.
Especially if you're just a random person off the street. You say yes.
Yeah, that's weird.
So you get a lot of money.
Makes no sense to me at all.
Yeah.
For the record, future episodes will not be as incredibly fast as they are right now. We're just trying to steamroll this, and we'll come back to some other stuff if we get to the end and we have time.
It'll probably be more organized later.
Because this is, the first time we've ever recorded a podcast.
Yeah,
so,
podcast ever.
Yeah, ever.
I don't know if you heard that. I was clicking the Alt and Control keys to make my computer wake up.
Yeah, because I'm not sure what happens if the computer shuts down. I'm just going to assume that bad things...
Yeah, that'd be bad, because we're recording on it.
On a laptop, yeah.
And it just crashes and we lose 15 minutes of stuff.
Yeah. So, Nintendo's first mobile game, which is their partnership with DNA, which is not spelled DNA, it's spelled DENA, which is weird, and I didn't know that until I read this article, has been announced, and it's called Tomo, which vaguely looks like Miyamoto. So, yeah, it's essentially like this social network thing, but for Miis. Nintendo confirmed, I'm quoting the IGN article here, Nintendo confirmed that its mobile titles won't launch until March 2016, rather than the end of the year as previously expected. So we won't see this for a long time. I really don't care about this particular thing.
Yeah, it's a phone game that I'm never going to play, never going to download. Like, that's interesting.
I literally have
and
one.
That's it.
Yeah, I literally have one game on my iPod that I play all the stinking time, and I play it way too much. And they haven't updated it yet. I'm like at the point where it's like I've done everything, and
what game?
Can't do anything. It's Puzzlecraft 2. I downloaded Puzzlecraft 1 a long time ago, like 2 years ago when it first came out, and then Puzzlecraft 2 came out. I'm like, ooh, sequel! I love the first one, and then I'm playing this. And I'm like, why are there so many freaking transactions? Like there's
why are there so many microtransactions?
I hate the microtransactions.
Like it's every single game that's announced, even if it's not a free game, it's a full game that costs $60. Microtransactions, because of course it does, and money.
Yeah, it's irritating. Anyway, back to the subject at hand. Yeah, tangents, everybody. Welcome to the Metaphorically Speaking. Every Friday, coming soon to theaters. Every Saturday.
A theater near you.
Coming soon to a theater near you. Okay, that was me, if you're wondering.
Yeah. We're weird.
Yeah, we're weird. If
you don't like weird people, get out now.
Yeah. Otherwise, you'll be trapped in here for at least half of eternity. I'm not sure what the other half. Well, not half of eternity. That doesn't make any sense. I don't care. So, Sam Raimi, the guy Raimi, who is the director of the first 3 Spider-Man movies, has said that he would quote love unquote to help with Marvel's Spider-Man movie, admitting that he essentially botched Spider-Man 3, which, from what I remember, I could be wrong on this, but I think there was a lot of studio interference in that movie. Yeah,
I don't know that.
Yeah, I heard that. I could be wrong. Don't quite.
I grew up with the Spider-Man 2 first, original Spider-Man trilogy, and the Spider-Man 2 game for the PlayStation 2, which is amazing.
Oh my gosh,
play it.
Awesome! I have it for GameCube.
Oh man, it's amazing.
It's possibly the most fun I'll ever have playing a superhero game, Arkham Knight included. Yeah, Arkham Knight is great and all. But
we didn't play Infamous.
Yeah, Infamous Second Son. I have played Infamous Second Son.
Not the first one.
Not the first one, which frankly
was incredible.
Yeah, okay, I'll take your word for it. I've seen gameplay of like the first bit of it. I'm like, this looks incredibly boring, but
it's awesome.
Yeah, I could be wrong.
It gives you the feeling of this is my city, and you bad guys, get out.
Okay, I'll take your word for it. But yeah, amazing. You should definitely play Spider-Man 2 on the GameCube and PlayStation 2. Right?
It was something about the Spider-Man movie. We started talking about the Spider-Man game because that's better than the movies.
Yeah, because it is essentially all the movies up to this point, have paled in comparison to this amazing video game.
Yeah.
Okay, so rumor: Ben Affleck is directing a Batman movie, because we already know that he's directing a standalone Batman movie based on Under the Hood, which is essentially the storyline where Jason Todd, who is the second Robin that fans literally voted whether or not they wanted to kill him because everybody hated his character. So they voted whether or not to kill him, and they killed him. And then he came back as the Red Hood, which was basically what the Joker was at first, and then he became the Joker. Long story. Read The Killing Joke. It's an awesome comic book. So basically he comes back, he's pretending to be Batman, and he's making Batman look like an evil person. And apparently Joker's in it because he can. Because they can.
Because Joker's in every single Batman thing.
Yeah, because he's currently in... I think it's rumored that he's in Batman v Superman. He is in Suicide Squad. He is in the standalone Batman movie. He's in everything, man. I mean...
If it has Batman in it, it has to have the Joker.
Logically.
Because it's not like Batman has any other villains that he could use.
Yeah, I mean, Riddler. I mean, no Penguin. It's like nothing. And neither of those villains, by the way, have ever been done well.
Yeah.
Save, maybe, Penguin on Gotham, because he's good on that, but he also has, like, no relatability whatsoever as a character, and that show is bad. I stopped watching that a long time ago.
I watched the first few episodes with my dad, and We stopped watching.
Yeah, it's bad. I watched the entire first season. I'm like, please get better. Please get better. Please. No, it didn't work. Okay.
Well, it's on Netflix now, so I might watch it just when I'm bored.
Don't waste your time. It's not very good.
I won't.
Like, there's this moment where they introduce, what's his name for the comics? Dollmaker, who is this sadistic guy who basically turns people into dolls and kills them simultaneously. He was in Arrow.
He was in Arrow.
Yeah, he's way worse in this show. He basically is a surgeon who cuts people up and stitches them back together with other people's body parts. He is a disgusting, sadistic psychopath, and there was a moment near the end of that season where you see a person that has been stitched up into a bunch of different pieces. Like, that is possibly the most disturbing thing I've ever seen on television, and I stopped watching it. So, meanwhile, back in the news, Bethesda, the makers of your favorite games, the Fallouts, have
Fallout 4 coming out in like 11 days.
Whoop! Oh gosh, I really hope I can get that. Bethesda teams up with Jones Soda to make Nuka-Cola Quantum, which, if you don't know what that is
Go play Fallout.
Go play Fallout. End of article. We're not talking about it anymore. But seriously, it's the most addictive. It's one of the most addictive things in the game. There's an addiction system. You can get addicted to drugs. This is the most addictive thing in the game. It's a soda, not a drug, which I find hilarious.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's happening. Yeah, that's exciting. So, if you're just joining us,
because of course you're just joining us in the 20-minute mark.
Yeah, because everyone downloads a podcast and fast forwards to the 21-minute mark because reasons. So we're gonna divide this show up into a couple.
There's gonna be one person who actually fast forwards to the 21-minute mark.
Who's
right when we said that.
That would be awesome. Oh man.
Welcome that one person. You are special.
We love you. Please subscribe. Give us money.
Please do this every time, and we'll mention you every episode.
Yes. Your name is Frank. I choose to believe that.
We don't care if your name is Todd.
Or Bob or Lucina or something. I don't care.
Lucina.
That's the first thing that came to mind. We're insane.
We totally are.
Yeah. So, meanwhile...
On to terrifying science.
Yeah, so the second segment is going to be developments in science, where we talk about, weird things that are happening in the world of sciences and cool stuff like that. So, this week, scientists have, at the researchers of at the universities of Sussex and Bristol, which is a place in England, if you didn't know, have created a sonic tractor beam that is capable of levitating and manipulating small objects, which is awesome.
It's terrifying.
Yeah, because, so later on, we, where does it say? Researchers believe, this is the quote from the IGN article, yes, I only read IGN, fanboy, because frankly I cannot stand, I stopped reading GameSpot after they posted their review of The Last of Us, and I said, no, you're wrong, and I quit reading them. The researchers believe that the work could lead to the development of powerful tractor beams or 3D physical displays, which means holograms, I think.
Which would be awesome.
Yes, like hard light holograms, like in every Marvel movie after Iron Man, which is actually the first one, so never mind. The technology could be used for the first one in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yeah.
The technology could be used for non-contact manufacturing or biomedicine, for targeted drug delivery and manipulation of microsurgical instruments, which is a fancy term for basically being able to manipulate the little things that the doctors put inside your body, which isn't scary at all.
I mean, imagine if a serial killer got a hold of this device, walk up to someone like in the middle of a crowd, and then just
suck out their organs.
Like they could just kill them on the spot, and then walk away. They have no idea who did it.
See, this sounds like the next Saw movie. Frankly, this sounds like Saw 15 or whatever it is.
It might, if it gets powerful enough, someone can be like in a window above an alley.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Continue recording. Okay, we're fine. Saw. We're talking about that.
If someone...
So what do you think of the plot of the first one? No.
haven't seen it.
Yeah, neither have I.
But if someone's standing in a window above an alley, they can use this to kidnap someone just walking along in the road by themselves, so they can just levitate them into the window and just kidnap them. They have nothing... There's nothing they can do. They're just floating.
Granted, it's not that powerful.
Yet.
This
is terrifying.
Yeah, if this works...
I'm never leaving my house again.
No, it's all over, man. I mean, I never had a reason to leave my house in the first place, other than I had to go to school, but... Frankly, if I have another reason not to leave the house, that's plus one for me, in my opinion.
Yeah, and Fallout 4 is coming out. And
I haven't played Metal Gear Solid, or The Witcher, or Just Cause 3. Oh my gosh.
Just Cause 3 is going to be so amazing.
Oh, it is. Oh, fanboy. So, next on the list is Russia is planning a moon landing in 2029. This is not good. This sounds like the beginning of, like, Wolfenstein, The New Order 3 or something. Granted, Russian people, you're not all bad. It's just you're in, like, the villain of every single video game ever made by Americans. So,
Space Race.
Space Race.
And, like, that I guess that those wounds haven't
that
fully healed
mentality
yet.
of, like, we have to beat Russia to everywhere hasn't ended.
And also, we're really ignorant Americans.
And we're really stupid because we don't want to go into space because Obama cut the funding for it. Thanks. NASA isn't getting any money, which makes no sense to me. Have you ever seen Mars? It's gorgeous. Neptune, I think. Neptune? Could be wrong.
Uranus.
That was great. Simultaneous. We are weird. And I will continue to say that. I will continue to justify whatever we do with we're weird. My name is Inigo Montoya. I don't know where that came from. It just came out.
That's gonna happen a lot.
Yeah, just gonna come out. I can talk like Christopher Walken in a bad impression of someone else's bad impression. Literally, this is a bad impression of someone else's bad impression. I just said that twice. Okay, so quoting the article again, IGN. Quote, a man...
Thanks, IGN.
Yeah, thank you.
Not sponsored by IGN.
At all. Sure.
Yet.
Get an IGN Prime membership by going IGN.com/Prime. No. So Russia
Please.
Please, sponsor. Please. Money. We are making nothing off of this. Russia is planning... Russia is planning a manned mission to the moon in 2029. The head of... I won't even try to pronounce that. Roskomos Ergina, I'm going to assume that's correct, Vladimir Stoitsnev, spoke on Tuesday about the planned mission, saying, quote, a manned flight to the moon and lunar landing is planned for 2029, which is literally what they just said in the article. Thanks, redundancy. And of course, the thumbnail for the article is the space guy from the Lego movie.
Yeah.
Because why not, So, the plan, according to Reuters, which is a website that you can look at at www.rt.com/news, sponsor us, please, sees the Moscow-built spacecraft perform its first scheduled flight in 2021. After that, docking mission to the International Space Station, please sponsor us, will be carried out.
Subliminal messaging.
Ooh, send us money.
Don't listen to this backwards.
It's like the beginning of the Pokemon theme song is devil music or something.
Yeah. We're like the rock and roll of the 21st century.
Yeah. After that document to the international, we're never going to finish this article, are we? Will be carried out in 2023, followed by an unmanned mission to the moon in 2025. Around 2 weeks ago, the European Space Agency expressed interest in joining Russia's plan to colonize the moon by offering critical data for a different mission in 2020.
Wait, they're only offering help by offering data?
Yeah.
So they're not helping by putting their own people on the moon?
No.
So they're basically helping Russia colonize the moon first.
See, this sounds like the beginning of Star Wars. Russia gets up there, they build the Death Star, and they just go... And of course, there's this running joke in our school where Texas is just going to fly up and... Like if,
Obama gets a third term.
If Obama gets a third term, Russia will fly up to Texas. Texas will fly up to the moon, colonize the moon, and then take over the world.
Yep.
Because they can.
Because
Texas.
Texas, please sponsor us.
Okay, third and last segment for sponsorships, because we have 18 minutes left.
Oh, man.
Which actually is quite a bit of time. Time flies when you're having fun.
I don't know if you can hear this.
Okay.
Bet you can hear that.
Yeah. Whew. Okay, I'll be silent for a second and see if you can hear it. Okay, it vaguely appears on the thing.
Now we hear that.
On the computer!
What happened?
What did you do? Ah! Oh, okay, they can hear us. I'm sorry for the screaming.
That's all. It might be upside down. It's upside down.
It's upside down. What's going on?
That should fix it.
Okay.
We
We just did the weirdest stuff. Oh, man.
I just flipped my computer screen sideways, then upside down, then back up to normal.
Okay. Oh, man.
Okay. Don't touch the computer.
Yeah, not touching the computer, not banging on the keys anymore. He's pantomiming smashing the keyboard because you can't see this.
Because of course you can't. You're not psychic, right?
Don't listen to me. It's scary what's going on in there. It's dangerous to go alone. Take this. Meanwhile, Cassini spacecraft completes deepest ever dive. NASA has successfully performed its deepest ever dive through the Ecladius plume. I'm assuming that's how you pronounce that. Don't quote me on that. NASA's... Ever. Never quote me on anything. Ever than that.
Always quote me, not him.
Yeah, he's a smarter one. NASA's Cassini spacecraft completed its flyby of Saturn's moon. Not even gonna try. ENCELADUS. What is that?
It's probably one of Saturn's moons.
Yeah, that sounds right. Yesterday at approximately 8:22 p.m. 8:22 a.m. Sorry. The pass saw Cassini flying 30 miles above the moon's south polar region. It has some gorgeous photos. You should seriously look at this. It's pretty amazing. So mission controllers initiated a two-way communication with Cassini yesterday. Again, quoting IGN sponsor. The team can expected data to begin transmission last night.
How many times we made that one joke?
It's going on! So, we can just begin every episode with just a random sponsorship that isn't even remotely related. It just starts out with...
Comment doesn't exist.
Like when Star Wars comes out. Oh, I have an idea. It'll start out with... I'm trying to think of a Darth Vader voice I can do, but I can't think of one. This week, sponsored by Star Wars The Force Awakens. Coming soon to theaters. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah. Some gorgeous pictures. Check it out. I mean, it's on NASA's website.
Yeah.
So you can go look there.
We're exploring space. That's awesome.
Yeah. Yay. We haven't actually gone anywhere yet. But fingers crossed. I mean, The Martian, which if you haven't seen that, sponsor, is awesome. You should go watch that movie right now.
Definitely go watch The Martian. It's an awesome movie.
Yeah. It's fantastic.
I approve.
Yes. So, speaking of suggesting things, segue, this is the segment called What Are You Watching? Or What You Doing? Which is the quote from this cartoon show Phineas and Ferb, which you've never seen. Go watch it on Netflix. It's hilarious.
It's amazing.
Yes, and I don't care, cousins, if you're hearing this, that it's repetitive and only does the same thing over and over again. It doesn't. It's hilarious. You have no taste. They're never here. They're never going to hear this. They're never going to listen to this. They aren't nerds. They're all girls, literally.
Sound part of that sound. Just so you can send that one bit to them.
Like, I'm not kidding you. Like, all but, I think, 2 of my cousins are girls. I'm not kidding. It is ridiculous. It's not fair. My mom was like, girl, 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 boy. And then her brother was girl, 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 boy, girl. So it's like, they have like a track record. It's ridiculous. And it's not fair. It's not fair. I have no friends. Except this guy. He's my only companionship. Okay.
That sounds wrong. That sounds very wrong. Okay. Don't get the wrong idea from that.
Or do.
I'm gonna edit that out.
Yeah. Well, you can edit out the first part. Just don't edit out
edit out, because then they'll know where we live. And I don't think my parents would be comfortable with that much information on the internet.
They will find us, and they will kill us, as Taken has said. Okay, so, meanwhile, back in the world of sanity, we're going to be talking about what we have been doing this past week in regards to watching movies, playing video games, watching TV. So, I think we should start with you, because I've been talking like 99% of this show, and I feel like I'm a glory hog right now. So go ahead. Not that this show is ever going to get us any glory, let's be honest here.
You're the one who actually did the news stuff.
Yeah. So, next week, it's your turn.
Oh, crud.
You have to compile the list, you have to put up the Google Docs and share it with me so I can actually... I'll read it by myself, let's be honest here. Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so I want to talk about 2 games. First, Undertale. Go play this game right now. Okay, next game. No. Undertale is a JRPG style game, but it's has... big mechanic that it advertises is you don't have to kill anyone. It has a great combat system, which is half of a huge dodge sort of thing, and part almost puzzle. Every single enemy has a different way you can do to make them not want to fight you or not able to fight you. Like, there's one character where you have to flex at him, start a flexing competition, until he flexes himself out of the room.
Which makes sense, because science.
Yeah.
I haven't played this game. He's been badgering me to play this game, and
You
I
need
want
to play Undertale.
Okay. It's on my Steam wish list. Is that not enough for you?
No, it's not.
Yeah, It's on the wish list. It's going to be played at some point.
Okay.
Hopefully by Christmas or after Christmas. Hopefully we can still record over Christmas break. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, we'll figure something out.
Yeah. So.
But it's just the story is engrossing, and it feels like the story actually goes over multiple playthroughs of the game. Like, I've already played through it twice, and I'm still don't think I have the entire story. And it just gets deeper and deeper and deeper, and it's really, really
takes
meta.
you into its grimy depths and murders you or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know where I was going with that joke. I will make a lot of bad jokes.
You interrupted my joke. I was gonna make like the meta pun because it was the metaphorically speaking.
Ah! Takes it back to the beginning, people. Takes it back to the beginning.
So, and it's
You
only
don't know the power of the metaphor.
and it's also just $10 on Steam. So go play it.
No excuses.
Yeah.
Other than you don't have any money, like me. Actually, I have $20, but I was spending it on that awesome-looking Humble Weekly bundle, which I need to show you. And in fact, I'll share it on the show because it's awesome.
The other game, while he's searching the Humble bundle, is the Beginner's Guide. Brain fart. Beginner's Guide is I'm not gonna tell you anything about it. That's how it's best experienced.
It's made by the guy who did Stanley Parable, right?
Yeah, the guy who made the Stanley Parable did it, and there actually is a debate to be had about whether it's real or fake. And if it's fake, if it's fiction, it's one of the best told pieces of fiction ever. If it's real, then it's just a really, really interesting story. So go play it right now. I'm not going to tell you anything else about it.
No excuses. We have 10 minutes. Which, is not bad. So this Humble Weekly bundle, which I seriously recommend everyone go get because it is a series of games that I would all recommend. For one,
Fallout 4 is coming out. Save my money.
I know. It's sad. It's a sad story. So if you pay literally a penny, then you can get these 3. But if you want Steam keys, you have to pay $1.
Okay.
Yeah. Hack and Slash, which is I've heard good things about. I have known nothing about it. Costume Quest, which I own and have beaten, and it is awesome. It is literally about monsters from another dimension coming to our world to ruin Halloween forever. And 2 children will use their Halloween costumes that magically have superpowers because reasons to fight them. It's awesome. Lumino City is also in that. If you pay $6.79 or more at the time of this recording, because likely it's increased, because that's just the average.
Yeah.
Scapegoat 2 and Mercenary Kings, I know nothing about those and cannot comment. If you pay $13, you will get all the previous games and Massive Chalice, which is essentially XCOM, but if it was a fantasy game.
Whoa. And I did not know that.
Yeah, and it's like the giant chalice talks to you, so that's pretty cool.
Wait, I heard about a game, I remember, it might have been this one, where it's like generations, and every like 100
Rogue
years.
Legacy.
No. That's not it. But like then it's XCOM like tactic sort of thing.
Yeah, that's that. No, that's not Rogue Legacy because Rogue Legacy is.
I have Rogue Legacy. It's definitely not Rogue Legacy.
Rogue Legacy.
But it might be Massive Chalice. I should look at that.
Yeah, and Grim Fandango Remastered is a comedy point-and-click adventure game, which has no hint system, so I cannot vouch for how fun it is. But I can vouch that all I've heard is that it's really, really funny. So I want to play it, and I really want to buy this because $13 is a great deal for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games.
Yeah, I have Grim Fandango Remastered, and it's pretty good. I haven't beaten it.
Okay.
I just haven't played it much.
Yeah. Okay, so that's cool.
There's too many games to play.
Too many games. Stop it.
So, what have you been playing / watching this week, Ethan?
So, in terms of games, as I said previously, I have a PlayStation Vita, and on that, which for some reason you can't do this on PS4 because they bought a company so you could do PS Now, which was a terrible decision. But anyway, Gaikai. But well,
it ruins the audio.
Sorry.
It makes a really bad sound.
Okay, sorry.
Okay,
I appreciate.
Don't move the mic.
Okay, I'm going to talk really quietly. Okay. Okay. So I've been playing a lot of Castlevania Symphony of the Night. Have you heard of this game?
I have heard of it. I've heard really good things.
Yes, and it is awesome. So if you've ever played a Metroidvania game, which if you're not familiar with that term, I will explain it to you. Metroidvania game is a game where you are set down in a world with nothing. You're effectively naked. You have no weapons. You're... No, shut up.
We're immature.
We... the joke from earlier. Good grief.
Yeah.
Interpret whatever you want from this show. It's totally subjective. So... it's basically you're set down, and like Metroid Prime, which is this game's predecessor, you're set out with like all the best stuff in the game. You have like, you know, this awesome sword, you can run really fast, you can jump really high, you have lots of health, you have a really strong sword, and then you get all of it taken away by none other than Death, who literally says, yeah, this is your fault for deciding not to, you know, side with us, and then just takes all of your stuff, and you're like, well, now I have a little pokey blade, and, you know, I'm screwed. So you go around the castle and you slowly become more powerful, and I've been playing the game for about 4 hours, and I'm about to fight the final boss. Like, I've gotten like 256 health, and I'm right at the top, and the one thing I can't vouch for is the voice acting is terrible. I mean, it's a PS1 game.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but, and it's just, it's sad, really. Like, there's this moment where you willingly go into this nightmare thing where this demon, you fight this demon, you beat the demon, and then you say, your soul will wander for eternity when I kill you in the dream world. And she says, no, wait, oh! And it's like, effectively the dialogue from Resident Evil 1, where he's like, don't go in here, ouch! And then he dies. It's like, wow, that was sad. That was really sad. It's effectively this game. But it's really fun. Once you get really strong, you just walk around the castle just being awesome and just, like, kill everything that used to just murder you in one hit. And then there are still enemies that make you feel like a puny piece of bacon. I'm not sure where I was going with that, but bacon. Bacon. Bacon! Bacon! Let's go.
It's me, a stereotypical Italian.
That's awesome. But, yeah, it's a great game. Go check it out. It's like $10, which I would suggest if you really only want that game, buy it for $10. It's on PS3, PS Vita, and PS1. But if you want to get a better deal, I would suggest, and I didn't know this until recently, you can buy Dracula X Chronicles, which is, you buy that game and you can unlock Castlevania Symphony of the Night, and as well as another Castlevania game, which I didn't know.
How do you do that?
I'm assuming you beat the game and then it unlocks. But yeah, you can get that. That's also on PS3, PS Vita. Buy a PS Vita. Support the failing, dying ecosystem. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I'm enjoying that game. It's very fun.
One thing about the PlayStation Vita, I would definitely get one. If there was a PlayStation 4 and PlayStation Vita bundle, I would just get that, because I think the Vita would be a really nice handheld to have, like play in bed or in the car, because
It's awesome. It's really
well,
good.
not in the car. I get motion sickness.
Yeah,
But
I do too.
Beyond that, oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Wee! Friendship!
But it
F
feels like
is for friends who do
stuff
stuff together. U is for you and me. Copyright strike. Okay,
If it's a fire that burns down the whole town, U is for uranium. Bombs. It is for no survivors.
Okay.
We're going to wrap this up in like 4 minutes.
Yeah.
But quickly, like the Vita seems like the 3DS, but with more like games.
Yeah, like gamers games.
Yeah. More like serious games.
But lots of JRPGs, lots of weird JRPGs. Tales
Yeah.
of Hearts R is on there. You have lots of Hyperdimension Neptunia, which in and of itself sounds Japanese. You really don't have to say anything other than Hyperdimension Neptunia Rebirth 4 or whatever it is.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. And somehow, I'm pretty sure, don't quote me on this, but I think they're related to the Persona games. Persona 4 Golden is on there, which I do not own, and keep hearing that is the best game on the platform. So, yeah, I have no money, and my parents looked at the thing and were like, "Oh no, you're not getting this." Good looking game.
Yeah. But I think we should wrap this up pretty soon.
We have 3 minutes, so let's wrap this up now. So thanks for coming in. Thanks for watching this show. We are we're hopefully going to get this on SoundCloud and iTunes. So if you're listening to this on SoundCloud, maybe we're on iTunes. If you're listening to this on iTunes, we're definitely on SoundCloud. Yeah, fingers crossed.
Cross them now.
Yeah, he's literally crossing them. You can't see it, but he's actually like bending his fingers so he can cross them across his fist in like the
never mind.
In the most obtuse possible way. Cross your toes, cross your fingers, cross your eyes. Do whatever you want.
Stab yourself in the foot.
Shoot yourself in the foot is the phrase.
I don't care. I want to stab myself. Why do you keep ruining my joy?
Because we don't want to lose you. Okay.
That's a nice note to end it on.
Yeah, so come back next week. This has been Metaphorically Speaking, which totally sounds like an NPR show, by the way. I thought of that. I was like, wait, that sounds like that sounds like, like what is it called? Oh shoot, what's that show? All Things Considered. All Things Considered. That's kind of what the name reminded me of. And so they don't know this, but we're a subset of NPR. So we're getting all of Carl Castle's money. So now
all of it is mine.
Now that he's retired, we're just coming in the door. They're like, "Here's $50." That's all they
give us your payment money, protection.
Yeah.
Some stereotypical
German scientist. Yeah.
Yes.
Total ripoff. Anyway, thanks for coming. This has been the first episode ever. So we're like listening back on this 5,000 years from now when we're like dead and have come back to life because we've recruited Batman to get the Lazarus Pit for us, which doesn't work because in continuity you can't do it more than a year later, but time travel, so yay. Hello future selves and hello future viewers.
We're so sorry.
We're sorry. Yeah, if this goes past more than 10 episodes, I'll be surprised.
Yeah.
So
I challenge ourselves to actually do it for a year.
Yeah, we have literally less than 30 seconds left. So thank you very much for coming. See you next time. Bye-bye.